important aspect that you need to understand, that in case you have a breach, you should still be protected, and you should still be protected with the machine learning AI and in near real time. That's the idea behind that. And that's what this PMAX is. And you can see that the PMAX has similar type of dashboards and everything else that we talked about. Okay. Now let's see what does PMAX does for you. It covers all of the endpoints. It's a single platform. And I wanted to remind you that if you do the side-by-side comparison, you would find this is one of the industry's best. Okay, in the sense that the things that others are not able to detect and contain, we are going to detect and contain. And we are going to provide additional functionality and features in the same platform. This is where you get ahead of the attacker. And it is all centrally managed with the immediate action. And you can get better than that. Now, in summary, if you look at it, uh, you know, I would suggest that think about what you should not be subscribing to. I kind of summarize that as a traditional approach because that's what you'd find that the many people talk about. So you need to be, if you find that the proactive risk management is not included in any product that you use, do not go with that. If you find that the security practices that you follow are not evolving rapidly, they are stagnant, you want to really wake up and say, hey, why are we not changing? World is evolving. The attackers are evolving. The incident response has to be really fast. If you find that you are spending a lot of time analyzing, your response time is impacted, you need to change the model that you are using, the method you are using. Manual analysis have to be curtailed, it has to be eliminated, and as much as possible, it should be fully automated. I know that many times many organizations say that, hey, we are doing audits, we are doing compliance, so we should be safe. Uh-uh. Your focus should not be audit only. I'm not saying don't do audits. I'm saying that that should not be the only way that you can justify that what we are doing is good. The context should always be there. If you don't have a context of what you are detecting and why you are detecting and what it was before this, you are actually losing the battle before you even start to fight. There are many people say that if I don't see many alerts, my security system is not working. That is not the case. Use the parallel of, the most managers who are good are not really doing as much activity. They don't look very busy. You don't want to be looking busy to say that you are doing a good job. A well-oiled machine is always a good machine, as opposed to the machine that requires a constant fixing. Okay, that's what you want to be in the mode. Okay, make sure that your telemetry is not limited because of your budget. Whatever approach you take, you want to be able to give all the telemetry to the security solution without any constraints. Okay, and so on. And I can go on and on, but you understand what I'm trying to say. So the idea is to substitute the state-of-the-art defense, and that's what we are talking about today. And you would see this diagram and this particular approach over and over again. And I hope you understand why we are preaching this. We want to protect you all and in general help us all grow from the revenue perspective and put the security on the back burner because your approach is the best one. That's the idea behind this. Okay. With that, I'm done. Back to you, Maggie.
I will suggest, guys, one thing. Somebody should stop the recording.
Recording stopped.
Let's take a probably like a 7-minute break and start at 10:55 with the next session. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go on the break, guys. So the people can have bio break and all that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Does someone have the break message?
Yeah, I have it. I have it. Sorry, just have to get it started. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to try to keep that break a little short for now because we have a lot of presentations still to get through. So thank you so much for everyone for the previous session, Smith, my co-host there. Coming up next, we have what's new in PMAX, enhanced EDR EPP capabilities and real-world threat simulations with Ashish Tiwari. Ashish, are you ready?
Recording in progress.
Yes, Maggie. Thank you. So let's
Fantastic. Thank you.
share my screen. Okay. Hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Ashish Tiwari, and I'm a software engineer in the Sekion. I manage here multiple things as a role, like from CC collection and control engine to the PMAX AI batch. So working as a software engineer to make sure like when we are uh, uh, features, new things, R&D, all things like we are doing. So I'm a part of the team. So I'm going to talk PMAX innovation, which include like EDR innovation, EPP, and then I will give the demo and what we are going to add in the coming release and the SKUs, like how to, like what SKUs you can put there to sell that. So let's start from the PMAX innovation side, EDR. So what we have, like we have a support for the Windows, Linux, and the Mac OS. You can deploy the agent on these operating system without any issue, and then you can start using. Footprint from the agent side, less than 3% CPU. There is no changes. Even you will see like a lot of feature we are keep adding, but there is no changes in the footprint. It's same. That is mainly from that one, and we make sure like even agent run it like using the minimal resources, so it is not impacting your overall performance of the system. So that is still the case, and we are able to control that CPU users, memory, and the disk users still. What we have added in this release, the first thing we have added the lateral movement from the Linux side. In the Windows we had, so we have added like we can detect the lateral movement attempt by identify like unauthorized attempt to enumerate host and open port within the network, which makes sure like if the attacker comes in the network and what it is trying to go in your network, do the discovery and all, so it is detected in the early stages. So that we have added that one. We have also enhanced in the targeted detection, like we have like there was some request where someone want to know like in my environment if someone is running the pen test tool, I want to know that what pen test tool was used. Same for the RMM tool, like most of the environment you will see the RMM tools you use, and they want to know if you just raise a different IOC for that, that will be helpful. And if they want an alert, they can always use our different mechanism to raise the alert. But yes, so these two things we have added in this release, and I will showcase that one. App inventory. So this is a for the Linux and the Mac. In this release, we have like added the program, service, driver, RPM in the case of Linux. So all these inventory management we have added, where from the console itself you can see the details, like what application you are running, what is the version of that, and all. Uh, Also, if you are running the browser extension on the Linux and the Mac, so that is also part of that. We are making sure to monitoring all your browser extension on the endpoint to prevent the vulnerable extension or unauthorized extension you can call, and we have added that one. The reason for all these collection of the data, the main thing is the vulnerability assessment on the endpoint. So we have now for a vulnerability assessment on the application level, like all the Windows, Linux, and the Mac, where to make sure like you are compliant, right? So HIPAA, PCI DSS, ISO 27001. So all these required you to scan all your application, browser, driver, program, and make sure you are satisfied the regulatory standard. So that is part of that one, and you can use that one. Uh, Temper proofing. So this is another feature which was asked like by multiple partner and the customer, if once we deploy the agent, we want like an unauthorized user cannot go and disable or remove from that endpoint or bypass by some other tool or attack. So we have added that one. Now using the temper proofing as a user, you cannot go and remove from that endpoint. There is a way to do that one, but not from the endpoint level, like anyone can have access to do and the altering the agent and doing that one. That is also satisfying our regulatory standard for the HIPAA PCI. If you go there, module, they call it if you are installing an agent, no one can touch that. So we have added that one. So this is another big feature we have added. We also added some targeted action for the Linux. We have the targeted action for the Windows. So in this release, we have added for the Linux. You can do the upgrade, you can do the reboot, shutdown from the console itself. So it just provides the administrative ability to take the immediate targeted action on endpoint. So you don't need the access to that one if that is on the remote. You can take the action from the console itself. From the PMAX side, all those were from the EDR side. What we have now, let's come to the EPP. We call like the PMAX. CPU is still the same. Memory, we have made sure it's not using a lot of memory. 600 when it is start, but it's go down within a few hours to the less than 100 MB. Disk usage is same, no changes. We have added the PMAX support for the Windows and the Linux. Okay. So what we have added as an improvement in the EPP, so one thing we have added as a user notification control. So if you are using the latest PMAX, you will have seen we have the user notification. If something is detected, it will just notify you on the Windows, which is working with the OS. What it means, like if you just go and uh, you can start, there is an option to disable the notification on the Windows OS. If you disable, it will not notify you. If you have enabled that one for some other reason or you want to see the notification, it will be there. But what we have added in this one, we have added a option in our UI user interface where as a like MSSP, you don't want to let the user know what is going on in his laptop, like what is detected because of some other reason. So we have added an option where you as a MSSP, you can control that setting from there. And this was requested by some of the partner and the customers. So we have added that. Endpoint level information visibility. So this is a desktop app. So we have already added in like a release, but now what we have done, we have added the option to database download where when I say the database, this is just the thread feed download manually. If you want, there is already, it does the automatically, but if there is a situation where you want to do the manual, you can do the user notification status and the web filtering. This is another feature which we have added. So you will see in the desktop app. So desktop app is updated with the latest feature. Custom PII and PHI discovery. So this is a personal identification like information and the health information discovery. So we have the auto discovery where we have our own rule, I will say, or the regex which we are using to do the discovery. But there was a request to from the reason wise, I can go ahead and add my own regex or the custom PII PHI discovery. So we have added that one where you have the option to go and add that one. As an example, like let's say if you are a banking customer, you can always go and add the BIN number. If you are in the Middle East, you know the Zakat Tax and Custom Authority, they have a very specific unique identification number they provide, which you can add regex for that, and the national ID. This is also called in the Middle East some ID, and if you know the and it have very specific in that region ID regex, you can use that one. Or if you are in India, Aadhaar is one of the things where like everyone have the Aadhaar now, right? So you want to detect if Aadhaar is anywhere in the endpoint, yeah, you can go ahead and configure your own, and then it will start doing the scanning, and it will not the scanning but the discovery of those document and let you know what you have to do for that. We have also added some whitelisting option, like hash is one of them. Like we had application path process, other like a file path and all, which was already available. But the request was to can we add the hash, because hash is more useful than the application, because if you don't want to if you are putting the specific application, there is a possibility someone can tamper that. So hash one, which we have added that one. So using the hash you will able to do that one. Another feature we have added the unquarantining. So when the PMAX is taking the action, it makes sure that a file is quarantined. But there is a chance like it's less, but like if you want to allow some of the file, right? You can always release that or unquarantine that file from the OTM UI, and then you will see like you don't need the access of the endpoint. You can do from OTM. Another feature which we have added in this release is the web and the content filtering. So what is that one? Web and content solution are designed to control and restrict access to the website and online content based on predefined policies, right? So this helps enforce security, productivity, and the compliance, like by blocking harmful, inappropriate, or non-work related content. So this is we have added that one, and I'm going to tell you like how it is going to help, and you will see the demo for that one. So what we are doing in that one, we are blocking access to all your malicious website, phishing pages, and like other drive-by download sources. It also prevent access to the time wasting or non-business related sites. Like if you want, you can control the streaming, gambling, or the social media sites. So it will help the organization to maintain the focus. It will also assisting you the maintaining the meeting the regulatory requirement by restricting access to content like violate internal policies or industry regulation. So all these like a compliance one is already covered in that one. What categories we are blocking? If you think we are blocking the malware and the phishing site, social media platform, gambling and the betting sites, adult content, and the file share and the cloud storage. So as you have like we have seen like file sharing and the cloud storage, most of the organization block that, so you cannot upload or download the data from the Dropbox or some others. We have added that one. We have also added the option for the exception. So what it means, like if someone want to access those, let's say I have blocked the file sharing and the cloud storage, like no one can access like uh, I will say the social media site in my environment. But the user can access the LinkedIn, because LinkedIn generally used for the marketing other purpose too. So yeah, you can always go and add the exception. So the you cannot access any other social media, only you can access the LinkedIn. Similarly, I don't want to allow any file sharing in the cloud storage. I only allow for the OneDrive, or I want to allow the Dropbox. So yes, there is an exception which you can add, and the maximum exception till now is the 25, right? Which you can use to control that one. So once you provide the exception, so you can do that. Before starting the demo, I want to answer some of the questions which was coming, like when we are doing the application monitoring for the vulnerability assessment. That you don't need to schedule anything, everything is automatic and it's come like out of the box. Once in a day it's go and scan your system and provide that information, right? So you don't need anything special to do that, like any scheduling, all that. But I know, but some other features. So after my demo, I'm going to present again. I will come here and show you what we are going to add in our next releases. Okay, so that, but I will come back. But let's start with the demo, because that is the main thing which we want to showcase here. So let's start. Okay, so let me go and log in here. So I have already logged in some of the system. So I was already logged in. So I'm going to just refresh that one. Let it come. Okay, so as I discuss here, the one thing we are doing like detecting the pen test or the RMM tool. So I have already generated that one on my system, like when I was running that. So you will see something coming like RMM tool detection, right? So if I go and like just look for that one, you can see what is the info. This is the Ninja one, right? Ninja one is known for the RMM tool. So I was running the Ninja M, what is the location for that, and immediately it detect that. So you know in your environment this particular RMM tool was used. Similarly for that, like I pen test tool, right? Pen test. Let me just add the condition here for my system. So this one will be lot of things here. So yeah, similarly you will see the pen test tool. So somehow this filter is not working for me, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. So let's go and this is the RMM tool, so which you are going to see in the system, right? So if you go in the PMax, you have already seen like let me go from the start with the app inventory. So you can see for the Linux one, you are going to see what is the application name. If you have seen for the Windows, similarly you will see for the application name what is the publisher, program. If it's like what is the unique, you have seen that one, right? And these are the application, these are the vulnerable for that one. So you just pick for anything from here, you will see that one, like that is a vulnerable for some of the things. Uh, Overall app inventory, what we saw here, it is at the organization level. It include the Windows, it include the Linux and the Mac. So all the applications which exist in your environment, everything you will see there. Okay, and you will see like a publisher, who is the publisher for that one, and on unique endpoint, on how many endpoint you have seen that. You can click and see on which laptop you have seen. Like in this case, you can see this particular app running on the Abhishek, and this is a MacBook, right? So similarly, if you go and look for the other one, you will see like ACL, this will show in some of the Linux box. So this is a Linux box where you are seeing that. So if you go at the host level, right, as and you can see who is online. So let's say I will go in the Argama, right? So you can see the app inventory, where you can find out this is updater, which is vulnerable in his environment. What is the browser extension he is running, right? So it's not only the application which is running; these are the browser which he have installed and what is the version. So if we see any vulnerable things, we immediately report back. And then the service inventory and all, it's come for the other one. So this is the one. Let's say go in the Chandra one. We have something. No, this is the Mac. So in this particular Mac system, you can see a lot of like application which is vulnerable in his environment are running on that one, right? So you can see the LGO and says like what is the publisher for that, and home, this is the known Mac like publisher, and these are vulnerable. So you need to update that one. So that's one thing. Now let's go in the Windows and see if we have something for the Linux. So this is a Linux system. It's running. If I go in here, right? So you can see this is running the VM on that one. All the details for that VM, like what is the memory, what is the CPU core, what is the network assigned to that one. And this is the old we have created for this one. So you can see all these applications which is running on this one. All these are vulnerable on that one. So once you see these type of things, we are monitoring that. You don't need anything extra for that. Once you install the agent, immediately we start monitoring, and you can see on that one, right? So you will not see the browser because if you are aware, we are not running the desktop version of the Linux in our environment. This is only running the server level, so where you don't see any browser or any services. This is just the RPM app you see in those endpoints. So these are the mainly for the management. And again, I just want to iterate, this is by default. Once in a day it's collecting the data and it is reporting for that one. You don't need anything extra, and all the compliance and other, they say is like minimum 1 day where you have to do the vulnerability assessment for your like OS. So this is the way where you want to go without anything. If you are just running that one, and see, uh, uh, this, you can call our agent, like it's not only the PMAX, but it is also included the vulnerability assessment. So this is a one SKU which you can add in your one, where you don't need the third party tool to do that one. It is inbuilt in the platform or a solution when you are using as a PMAX. So this is mainly for the these three things. Let me go and show some other Linux-based system. So this is a one system. What I was saying, we have added the file monitoring. What is the file monitoring? If you see, like in the we have seen some of the companies who is using, I will say, like just put a file, drop a file in the system, and if someone touches that system, it means there is something wrong in that system. So this is the one thing which you can see, like this is the one thing we have added. So what I did, very simple Linux command. We have something, I drop it, right? If someone will go and touch that, I want to know, because I'm not expecting anyone to go and touch that file. So think a attack where attacker don't know this is the specific thing we have done, and if we go and touch, immediately we will notify the system is under. So here what I did, like as Smith and other were talking, like ransomware, the they have to do the encryption right at the end because they want to block you. So this is the one place where you go. I just encrypted that file. I just changed the extension, but yeah, and immediately you see the events coming out of that one. Like it is saying, okay, there was a hidden log renamed to the hidden.enc, renaming back to the hidden log because it want to keep monitoring that one. It's not like one time you do and you are done with the system. No, once the system is rolled back again, I'm going to do the same thing, and it's going again detect that one. So you are this is just the I will say some specific file monitoring we are doing to make sure it's not only advanced, we are also using the legacy things to make sure you are protected from any way. We don't want to give any chance to the anyone, right? So this is the one thing. I want to show you the another. I was showing like let me see if I will go here, right? So I'm just okay. So hold on. This is a one thing I showed you. So now another thing which I want to see is show you, so you can see like a lateral movement, right? This is a one example of the lateral movement where I'm going to scan this particular system. You can see what is scan here, right? All these things. Let's come to this screen. So you just saw I scanned that, and immediately it's detected all these things in that one. Still, it's like you can see what. So when I did the scan, what it is doing, it keep doing on more than 10 distant IP. You can see all these ports were scanned in that one. So you do very specific things, and when you are running this one, it is going to do that. Let's give the another example for that one, because I am a bad guy. I don't know like what but I have to spread in your network. Like I'm just going to do the network scan. Once you start, immediately system will start detecting. See, you see the magic now. Everything is in the live running system actively. It's doing that one. You see here, if I go in this screen, it's keep doing in the background, right? Here we are keep detecting. So see, within a second, I will say within a minute, it will detect, it will notify you, and once it's notify, you can always go and take the action on those ones, right? So this is a one example of that. So I'm just want to kill this one. So this is a one example where I was trying to show you. So you see that one. So you see, as I showed you, one thing I was talking about, like you can always take the action from the console. So from here, you can always take the control. So uh, uh, I have shown like for the Windows, and I think most of the people know we have the support for the. Let me show you what we have, right? I don't want to kill, but we have the support for this one. You can see the response and all. But here I'm interested in the Linux because we have added in this release for the Linux one. So I will just go ahead and try to do the reboot. Once you try to reboot that system, it will ask, are you sure you want to reboot the host? This one, this action will force system reboot. And once you do that one, within a minute or so, you will see that system is going down. Okay. So all these activities you can do from that one, and that is the way the system works. So it will take few minutes because it's not like you can see here it's gone. Okay, that was the access and you lose the connection, right? So it is just doing the reboot, and within a few seconds, as this is a Linux box, it will come up. So what I'm trying to, I will iterate it again. All these actions which I have talked, right? It's there. So you can use that one. We have already these features or the actions available for the Windows. I know some of the partner and customer using. We have heard like good feedback for that one. So now we have added for the Linux system also that one. So and then we are going to add for the what you call for the Mac also. So this is the one thing. So this is mainly from the Linux side. We have you saw what I showed you, lateral movement in the Linux, which we have added uh, to give you the as we were talking 360 visibility. So this is the one part. We have added the file monitoring, or I will say the very specific detection mechanism we have added. Vulnerability assessment we have added for the Linux and the Mac. So you from the compliance as well as from the security point of, you are in the good hand. If you are using the PMax, you don't need any other tool, because if you go in the market and you want to do the vulnerability assessment for the endpoint, you have to use the extra agent on each and everything. With the PMax, that is inbuilt, and you don't need anything extra on that one. And the action which I showed you, that is already part of that one, and the pen testing tool and the RMM tool which I have already. So this is mainly from the Linux side and the Mac side. Now let's come to the some of the other things which I have talked. So here I'm on the RDP now, because we have to show some of the good features. Like I have a lot of things to cover. I hope you guys are still there and you are. So one thing what I have discussed, we have the desktop app. Let me go in the overview. So this is the overview where you see all the threats, like top 20 latest event are the threats we show here. Mainly you can see the system is running with the latest, what is the web filtering is enabled. So mainly for that one. Okay, you can see that one. If you go in the thread history, so it will give you the again top 10 thread it have seen in that one. What is the quarantine file? So you can see we have the detected suspicious pattern. We have something like you can see this is a very good example where some coronavirus was downloaded and immediately it was taking the action, right? And this is already there, so I don't have to go in that one, right? But yeah, so badrabbit.exe unsigned, detected unsigned, like Lucky Locker is unsigned, so we have immediately taken the action. WannaCry was coming on this particular endpoint, we have taken, and you can see from the desktop. This is the main thing to show here. Block devices, this is for the USB drive and all. So I don't want, I will show you in the UI, but mainly this is the screen what I was talking, like database download and this one, like database download, and you can cancel that one and you can manually do that. Agent detail, this is very basic information we are trying to show you, not too much information to confuse, but it have basic information for the, but the updates part is the web filtering and the notification, right? As I told you, like notification is enabled on that. Okay, so this is the desktop app, but let's go in the UI, right? This is a test environment. So I have to go in the provisioning, right? So I hope I'm not going too fast, but okay. So let's go with any rule. Let me pick the existing rule, not this one. So this is existing rule where you can see the user notification. This is the toggle what I was saying, enable and disable. What it is going to do once you disable that, user is not going to get the notify for any detection or the protection. Okay. So we have, if you remember, we have already the like a type, we call it as the protection and detection. There was a control. Now we have added for the user notification where you can enable and disable. So I know some of the partners were looking, that is really helpful for them to do that one. And from here, you can always make sure that is running in the detection or the protection or the mode wise, you can see this one. This is the mainly for the whitelisting, excluding from the file name, path, process. The mainly we have added the hash value. It was requested, and yes, you can add here multiple hash value, like and then it will be the whitelisted. Device control, if you know, like this is mainly for the UI for the USB drive. If someone is trying to add the USB drive, it will block that one, and so no one can access. So this is already there, nothing extra needed here. Important thing is here where you can PII and the PHI discovery, right? So you can use your SSN number, let's say the Aadhaar, right? So you can, sorry, Aadhaar you can add. You can also add the, let's say the bank BIN number. This is another, you can define your own regex. Or I was talking about Jakat, right? Jakat ID. So if you want to detect that, you can do that one without any issue. Yes, you go and define your own regex, and it will going to, once you configure that, immediately it is going to send to the endpoint. Endpoint will start the scanning that one. And the important thing is it will be scheduled once in a month. It is going to do that one. Okay. So this is the way you can do that one. I'm not going to do, but this is the feature we have added. Now let's go to the next one. So this is the web content filtering which we have added mainly for the, if you look at the category, right? So malware and the phishing sites, social media, gambling, adult content, file sharing, and the cloud storage. And the way we have designed for this one, you can, this is always going to give you the like a control, what you want, what you allow. So by default, if it will be disable, okay, yeah, this will be the disable. Once you enable that one, it is going to look for, and then once you are here, it is giving you the categories, but you can also control the category. What it means, I want to allow social media, but I want to block the malware and the phishing and the gambling. You are good to go. You come here and do that one as the category wise filings area. So this is going to give you the control over all the categories. Let's say you allow what you call social media, but I want to allow the Facebook, I want to allow the LinkedIn. You come here, you define that URL, and we are going to give that one. The one which I was saying like for the file sharing in the cloud storage, right? So that is I'm going in a different one. So this will give you the better, because yeah. So here you can see the LinkedIn is allowed, Dropbox is allowed, Instagram is allowed. So once you go and access those, it is not going to block. But if you don't put these rules, it is going to block that one. And then the very specific thing, this is another thing what we have. We have this is what is scope you want. You want this particular rule to be configured on a specific endpoint. So in this case, this is not a global rule. This is very specific to the desktop 006S JS6B. So this is going to apply on that. And then auto agent upgrade is the enable and disable, which you can always go and disable that one. So this is mainly from here, you can do that one. Before going in the endpoint, let me show you some of the threat indicator which you are going to see. So one is the suspicious web access, right? So here you can see all these suspicious web access. So let me just go ahead and generate that. So you will see something like blocked a blacklisted domain, and this is the full message. If you go, this is the message. If you click on that one, similar to the other, you are going to see what was the domain was accessed, right? Who have blocked that, which provider was blocked, web filtering, quarantine true. So this one we have already taken the action on that one, right? And this category, what is the category for that one? You can see the malware is the best category for that one. And if someone have configured like so again, this is a Hearth PC where this system is running in the protection mode, it is blocked that one. If you come to the Sahil PC, this is running in the detection mode. So here you will see the same domain and block, and this is mainly to detect that. What it is going to detect? Detect the same type of URL like beacongv2.com, right? And this is a malware category, and it is only detect that, nothing else it have done in that one. Okay, so this is a one example where it can run in the both detection and the protection mode. So all these you can see what is there, it's already there, right? I'm just going through to make sure you can see that one, what is there and all. So you will see for that one. Now let's come to the another part, which is I'm going to be here, right? So this you saw that one. Let's come here. So this is the one domain you can see. This is you see the notification. I hope you can see by the Sekian EPP notification. So this is the site. This particular site belongs to the malware category, Matrix API drift.com, and it is blocked. So this is what you are going to show. So I know we were showing it blank, but thanks to the SM Sam and the Sunny, they have just ask us to add the logo and all, so we have added that, and we will make sure like when this is the way you are going to show the full picture for that one. Okay, so let me go LinkedIn. So you can see this is the LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn is allowed. Just trying to, what about the Facebook? I want to access the Facebook. So as you can see the Facebook, I was trying to access, I'm in the office and the rule says, yo, you cannot access the Facebook because this is a, what is the reason for that one? Detected as a part of social media category. What is the blocked URL? What is the match domain we have? So you can see all the information we are providing and you are accessing, you know you are accessing and you are blocked for that one. So, but as we have shown you this one, what you call the LinkedIn is allowed. You can see, you can access, you can do all your work, but all the things like which is blocked, that is blocked for that one. Similarly, let me show you here Dropbox. Login. So Dropbox is allowed here. Let me go and see for the OneDrive. I hope it's not allowed, because you can always go and configure that one, but yeah. So this is a file sharing where the only thing what is allowed in the rule wise, the Dropbox, here you can see, and you can see the notification here too, like you can see keeps coming. Okay, Sekian EPP web filtering OneDrive you are accessing, and this is a file sharing. So what I'm trying to say with the PMax, this is a very, I will say the one feature which we have added for the content and the website, where if someone is trying to access anything, and from the policy wise, you are good. You don't have to worry. The system will be fully protected on that one. The good thing is like it's not only looking at this domain. What you see once you try to access the domain, what here you can see security PV, but underneath you can see it's go and you know the ad blocker, right? So ad blocker you use because you don't want to see the a lot of content which is not useful for you. When you access a URL, it is going in the background and try to access all those CSS, so you can show that, and it's block all those ones. Okay. And one thing I want to add, like this was someone told me in the morning. So today LinkedIn changed something in their URL. So they are accessing some of the CSS which is not which is from a different URL, not from that specific to the LinkedIn, but the way it works, once you allow, it is allowed, you are good. But for the other, which you can see, we have block on that one, right? So this is one thing I was trying to show you. Let me again go in the UI. I know I'm flipping the screen, just trying to make sure you have the best experience and the feature. So I had talked about the PII and the PHI discovery. So you will see something here, right? Some from the rule wise, if something is configured, you will see on that one. These are the thread indicator. I'm just want to click on one thread indicator, so you can see that one. So what was configured here? ID number, how many occurrences in this particular 5215. So once you see these type of event, like once it's coming from your custom one, right? So you will see all the indicator and other things. Our recommendation, because one thing is the discovery, here we are only doing the PII and the PHI discovery, but how you can use and protect that, that is important. And I want to talk about that. So once discovery is the one part, because most of the time as a user or the admin, you don't know what is sitting on the endpoint. PII and the PHI is going to give you the benefit of detecting those ones. Once that is detected, you know these are the file you want to protect that. And how you can protect or make sure no one is doing or taking the action. We call it as a FIM, file integrity module. So you can go in the FIM. If I go here, okay, so with me, I think FIM configuration, right? You can see here, someone have configured those ones. So C user nilesh download. You go, this particular folder have my PII and the PHI information. We are calling it as the PII and the PHI, but you see, with the custom, you can say like my secret information, my all other like compliance or anything you can put there. And you can always come and create this particular rule, right? I'm going to edit this rule and put the path. I want to monitor this one. Go with the action. I only want to know if someone go and delete these files, because this is very useful. And if you going to delete, it is going to impact that. So add that rules in that one, right? So this is a one example. So what it is going to do, it is going to raise a thread like alert for you immediately if someone is accessing, modifying or deleting, and as a user, oh, this is the file which was action was taken and all, right? So this is the one thing. Let me go in the other endpoint. So this is another endpoint, right? Let me go and demonstrate another feature, which is the control panel. And I know a team were requesting us to do that. So you can see we have the Sekion EDR and the VP running 11.1.2. I can go and uninstall that. Oh, I cannot do because I do not have a sufficient access to uninstall this one. Even I have login as a administrator, but from here you cannot do that one. So this is another thing what we have done. We have added that, and we have make sure no one can tamper. This is a tamper proofing I'm demonstrating, where as a user you cannot go and uninstall or disable. Okay, so uninstall that anything. If I go in the services, right? I know I have. Okay, so let me give you another example, because sometimes it creates the confusion. So I can go and I'm as an administrator now, right? As I have done Sekion. So you can see all these, even this particular services, you cannot disable that. This one is a config you can do. All other like exploit fee. No, you cannot do anything with this one. So there is a services which you cannot tamper, as well as there is a agent which is installed. No one can go. Again, I can go and try that one, and you can see the same message. Oh, you cannot do that one. Okay, but when you are using the RMM tool or you are using some other tool, there is an option, right? You always want to take the action from the UI. I know as a admin, you always want to take the action from that one, right? From here. So here you can see this is the system. There is option for, okay, I don't want to on this one. I will go and do the this one uninstall. So once you are here, you can always go and do the uninstall from here. Okay, and what it is going to do within a few minutes, you will see this particular endpoint is uninstall. Okay, and once it install, you will see everything is gone on that one. Okay, it takes some time, but yeah, it will make sure that is uninstalled from that one. I can also show you here. Let me go here, unquarantine a file, like you can call it as a release a file. So this is a one file which was quarantined in this particular host. So if I go in the 9.24, this is a one system, and I don't. If you go in this one, what you call, so this particular file, what you see in the UI is quarantine, right? You can always come here and unquarantine this one. Okay. Once you will unquarantine, that particular file will be unquarantined in this, and if you go in that location, you will see that file. I don't want to see what is the path here. So C user win app data local temp. So this is very critical. I don't want to, but yeah. So this is the path, and that file will be unquarantined from that one. And you will see the important thing is if you go here in the thread hunting deep tracker, and you will see something called uninstall. You see, I just ran the uninstall, right? For this one, you can see the event for that one. And as a user, I had login as a SIT. This one is my profile. I log in as a SIT. You have the audit for that one. SIT as a user, I was taking this action on that one. And then you see on quarantine file. I did that. You can see on quarantine file. You will see this particular file is on quarantine. I just did that one, right? SIT as a user. So you have all the visibility on that one. You can see on that one. And so you can see we have added a lot of features, a lot of things from here. You can manage each and everything from UI as well as this one. We have make sure this is a usable and all. So this is the one you saw this one, right? So this particular file, correct? This was the on quarantine, and you can see it come to the endpoint, and it just release that file. So if this was very important for you, it is not going to impact on. Now, demo side this one, but I want to go and show you what is the new feature we are going to add, because that is very important. I know there will be the poll coming, but let me go. I will go quickly. Okay, I will try to go. Just a minute. It's still loading for me. I hope you guys can see the new feature, right? So okay, so now it's ready. Somehow it's taking time, so just give me a few seconds. I'm going to refresh this one.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to share since Ashish is getting ready, because a lot of innovations, what you guys are seeing over here, had been made possible by our partners community and their drive for the innovation. So Owen has been kind of big on this, as well as, it's like Gitesh, and so do Ryan and Mark from the core serve, as well as, it's like Sunny from like SM Sam, and Gary Wallen from the Blue Wave. So there is a lot of partners who have been kind of asking for innovation. And you see, one of the things is Sakyan is not about pushing you the products and all that in there. It's about the platform, how we kind of become more proactive, more kind of like, we talked about as a prevention and then the detection as well. So a lot of things you have been watching right now, it's like, giving you all that innovations on the prevention side and making sure the things does not happen. And one of the things I do wanted to share that the industry, the way it has been acting, because since we are deployed in more than 9,000 places now, so we also see a lot of vendor, and especially some of the major vendor, we definitely feel that they can detect and stop the things, but they let it go all the way to the point where all your file kind of like, rapid file access happens. And at that time, they say, oh, you got this ransomware attack and all that. Definitely, that's pretty late in the game. But we do understand they want to show that, hey, they did it. Because if they stop in the very early in the kill chain, all of a sudden, it's not going to show them their what is the value, what Maggie was talking about earlier as well. We definitely believe in a little different philosophy. Our goal is to not let you get to the point where it's too late and you already have your file exfiltrated and all that. So our philosophy is much more different that, hey, protect, proactively detect and stop as early in the chain as possible, compared to many other peoples out there who are like let it go so they can show the value that, hey, we detected it, even though they had opportunity to do those. Sometimes, a lot of time they don't have a telemetry, they don't have a platform where, as you were talking about, is 94% of the things we do and other 6% we combine together in the single platform. So nothing is like not visible to us and as long as you have ingested the data. So that's something I wanted to point out. And the whole promise over here, what Ashish has been kind of going through is about like, bringing that principle of that, hey, will not only be the best detections platform, but we want to prevent as many things as possible early in the game. So you don't have to even go through that a lot of pain towards the end. So Ashish, you can take it over.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Chandra. So coming soon, so what we are going to bring in the our like Q3 and the Q4 quarter. So that is one thing I want to discuss. I know we are running the behind the schedule, but that's okay. Endpoint observability. So this one is we were just working on that one where we will provide a deep continuous visibility into endpoint behavior. If you look at the very high level, we are already doing that one. When we are sitting on that endpoint, we are monitoring your process and other things. But we are going to add some of the user behavioral other some of the other information we are going to collect that will be covering the observability on the endpoint. This is a one feature. Blacklist management. I know user want to configure. The only challenge I will talk the challenge. The reason is you don't want to allow the user to put a lot of the blacklist because all these are going to endpoint and it can create the problem. So we are evaluating, but yes, we will going to add some of the blacklist where you have the option to add the hash, domain, process, application and all in that one. So that is a blacklisted management we are going to add. One thing I was looking and there was a ask like user activity detection. This is mainly it will allow the monitoring the mouse movement, keyboard. So there is a company exist who is only doing these things, if you know, so we are just working to make sure that is part of the PMAX. So you don't need to third party tool to monitor. We will provide you the user activity detection from that one. Alerting on the lateral movement. So this is we are going to add that one. So we are also working what is that called HDMI display port detection and blocking. It's not only the USB right now. USB is blocked, but we are working HDMI or the display where you are putting, and if the organization don't allow, so it's not allowed to do that one, because this is for mainly for the data exploitation and all. So we are going to add that one. Agent upgrade. So right now, this is another thing I will say we have added, where we are going to add where agent upgrade. Right now it's scheduled by auto schedule. Okay, so you go and enable the agent upgrade, and then it's auto schedule the time, but we are going to provide you the option from the UI where you can go and add those ones. Before going to the SKU, I want to add some more things which we are going to add, like we are going to also add where okay. You always go, if any RFP or somewhere they ask for the continuous scan, right? Scanning of for the endpoint. So we are already doing the scanning of your endpoint for the vulnerability and all. We are going to provide you the option in our UI where you can schedule when you want to do for the malware and all, like antivirus type of scan. That is already there for the on demand. We are going to add for the schedule, where on schedule time you can go and scan, and then we will provide you the report for that one. These are the SKU which you can add, right? So I don't have to go through that one, right? You can always create your own as per your requirement, as Sunny was going, what he can go and bring to the table. So this is the same thing. What we are high level, we are providing you the file integrity monitoring, device control, device scanning, vulnerability scanning, web filtering. If you go and each and every module which I have listed, there is a companies, or I will say mom and pops, they are only doing that specific thing in that one, and then you have to manage other tool, other UI, other user interface and all. Here with PMax, you are going to get everything in the single SKU in that one. So these are I have created, and you can always use that to propose the solution for the customer and all, right? Why you need the file integrity for the continuous monitoring of the file, alert for any unauthorized changes, compliance reporting, same for the device. If you go like vulnerability scanning, scan all installed application for known vulnerability, prioritize vulnerability, support regular scanning, web content like block access to malicious, inappropriate, non-business websites, enable data sharing control, category-based filtering, and it is going to increase like productivity in your environment when you enable the web and content so no one can access that one. These are from the pricing side. I know you guys already add that one, but yeah, these are the things which you can add and in the this one. So I think that's it from me. I know it was a lot of content, but yeah, that's what I was trying to show you. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you so much,
Recording
Ashish.
stopped.
So coming up next, we're going to have the cost of an attack, quantifying cyber risk and the ROI of security, presented by Shika Pandey. She'll be breaking down how to understand and communicate the financial impacts of a cyber attack, how to calculate and defend the return on investment in security technologies. But as a reminder,